Hi, this is Gerry McAvoy, the band of friends. You're in the Grooveyard with Tom Grooms.
And we're with a band of friends, a celebration of the life and times of Irishman Rory Gallagher. And with us, Dave, Ted, and Gerry's with us, and we'll all be talking about the life of Rory Gallagher. And they've been out on the road in the United States. And as a matter of fact, when did you begin the tour, Gerry?
We began the tour on the 5th of April, I believe, in Florida, in Boca Raton.
What is amazing is 1970. Taste was on the boards. I was on the air. They played the Isle of Wight with Hendrix. Right. Hendrix had a band of gypsies in 1970. Rory has a band of friends in 2018.
That's a good way to look at it, yeah, absolutely, yeah. From the band of gypsies to the band of friends. Culturally, I mean, Rory, a blues guitar player from Ireland, quite a unique situation, you know.
What do you think today in 2018 when you're out on the road, you see all the technical changes, the way they do sound checks? I mean, you were out there banging away in the 1970s.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little different in those days. I mean, in the early days with Rory, we didn't have things like monitors. I mean, you had to rely on your stage sound. I mean, obviously over the years, everything's got bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's obviously you just get used to the progress, and that's what it's all about, you know. If it makes the sound better, hey, great, you know.
Gerry McAvoy's with us from a band of friends, a tribute and celebration in the life of Irishman Rory Gallagher, a guitar slinger, no doubt.
No doubt, guitar slinger, absolutely.
Tell us how you met Rory.
I actually met Rory. I was a fan, believe it or not, because Taste came up from Cork in Ireland to Belfast, because there was a thriving blues scene in Belfast in the 60s, 67, 66, 67. And Rory had been playing around the clubs in Belfast, and he was becoming a bit of a celebrity around town. So there was a music store that we used to go to. All budding musicians would go and try out different guitars if you were allowed to. And I went one Saturday morning, and Rory was in the store trying out an acoustic guitar. So I sort of plucked up the courage to go and say hello to him. And he was, he was so generous in the way he accepted me, and sort of talking about, you're a young musician, you just keep practicing and keep going. And that's how I actually met him the first time.
He would be very proud, I'm sure, to know that his friends remember his legacy and are playing every night. And how old would Rory be? He died in the 1990s.
95. Rory died in 95, so he would have been 70 this year.
Yeah. I first met him in 1972. He was playing at my mother's place in Georgetown, and we had debuted Taste on WHMC. We're playing on the boards, and he came and did this gig. And this other guitar slinger was also playing the same venue by the name of Roy Buchanan and the Snake Stretchers.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that, actually, yeah.
But listen, I got to tell you, your bass playing, Rick Danko is smiling from up above.
Oh, that's good to hear, yeah. He's a hero of mine as well.
Incredible what you did last night. What a show. Where do you get the energy? Do you remember Gerald McBoing Boing from the soda commercials? Because you are the new Gerald McBoing Boing.
I don't actually know Gerald McBoing Boing. No. I mean, the energy just, I don't know. It's in my genes, I suppose.
What's ahead for the band of friends?
Well, we're continuing on this tour. We finish up in Chicago on the 25th of the month, and then Ted and I head back to Europe. We got a bunch of shows over there. We're actually doing the Rory Gallagher Festival in Ireland, in Ballyshannon, and hopefully we're going to try and get back in the fall or early winter to do some more shows with Davy Knowles, which would be great.
If people would like to pick up some of this music that you're doing, can they go online and purchase it?
They can. They can go on either Davy's website or Band of Friends' website, www.bandoffriends.eu. You can get the stuff on there. But also we have merchandising on the road, so we're selling a bunch of stuff.
Okay, and you can also get information on the Thomas Grooms YouTube channel, okay?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So please tell people subscribe, right?
Absolutely. Subscribe.
As I said, the future of music. Where are we going?
Who knows? Who knows? I mean, there's a bunch of good players out there, young players. I mean, I think television shows like The Voice and those, I don't think those programs do music much. I don't think it's good for music. Put it that way. There's the whole idea about playing music and being a musician is longevity. and there's no longevity in that, you know. I mean, and I think it's a bit false because young kids think they can be a star overnight, you know, which is not true, you know.
Ask Rembrandt, ask Picasso, ask Beethoven, if you can. Good art withstands the test of time. Rory Gallagher, 2018, you're standing here. Them, Thin Lizzy, all the bands from Ireland. Mm-hmm. Rory was right there with all of them. What can I tell you? He was the real deal. He mentored. He brought so many people into his band. I believe one of the cats in the band, the drummer, was in Them, wasn't he? He played with Van Morrison.
That was in Taste, yeah. John Wilson, yeah, who was in Taste. That's right, yeah.
And Ted's not shabby either. He was with Michael Schenker, right?
Well, Ted's been with Michael Schenker, Gary Moore, you name it. He's got a CV as long as your arm, you know.
And what about the young guitar slinger, Davy?
Oh, Davy's great. Davy's he's a young guy that I became aware of quite a few years. In fact, I met his father on the Isle of Man, where he comes from, and I became aware of Davy through his father. So, and he's great. I
told you earlier that Link Ray was from this area. He was a friend of mine. He was like a dad. Same thing that you're doing. He mentored. He'd like to go international. He went everywhere to meet musicians of all creeds and put them all together. He was kind of like a redneck Stevie Wonder.
He was, yeah. And Rory was a fan, actually. He was a big fan of Link Ray, the Rumble, and in fact, I think we did a cover of one of his songs, Arizona Sunset.
Woodstock 2019 is coming up. Okay. We would love to have a band of friends there. Can you do it for Rory?
Absolutely.
He wanted to keep it green. You know that.
Absolutely.
You'll be there at Woodstock?
We're there.
Well, let's do some Link and some Rory and wrap up the Grooveyard. Absolutely. What do you say?
Sounds good.
I would always play Bullfrog Blues by Rory and put Can Heat back in the record jacket.
Well, they're both good versions.
Oh, the bear was badass. Will you set it up?
Hi, this is Gerry McAvoy from the Band of Friends. You're going to listen to The Rumble by Link Ray and Bullfrog Blues by Mr. Rory Gallagher.
Hey, this is Davy Knowles. You're in the Grooveyard with Tom Grooms.
You are a guitar slinger. The other two gentlemen concurred.
Oh, that's very kind of them. I owe them money.
30 miles inland in Ireland. I just had Ted in here, and we played the best song that Paul McCartney ever did. Mm-hmm. It's called Give Ireland Back to the Irish. Do you know it?
Yeah, he's right too.
We set it up just a little while ago. But 30 miles inland, what a wonderful existence. Last night in the set, they've brought you into the band. You do your own stuff. You did Homeland last night. It was incredible.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, it's a huge honour. Like you say, I grew up right off the coast of Ireland, and it's a really lovely part of the world. It really is, and I was really massively influenced by Rory Gallagher. So to get the chance to play with, you know, the guys that were on those albums is a total childhood dream come true. And then even more so than that, you know, to play songs that I've written that in turn were influenced by them with them is just it's a huge thrill. It really is.
What's ahead for you in 2018?
Oh well, gosh, hopefully more of this. Definitely want to do more with Gerry and Ted. I've got my own band too, and we're fairly consistently out on the road. Be recording in June. Hopefully have a couple of kind of releases out. So it's busy. Keep your head down, work hard. Yeah.
We have Record Store Day coming up in the United States. Blue Groove Sounds, Arlington, Virginia is the location of the record store here. Maybe we can have some of your stuff there by Record Store Day.
Oh, lovely. I'm a huge record collector. That's my biggest passion, really.
Well, you got to come in and help us sell some Rory Gallagher records.
Absolutely.
You're hired?
I'd give it a go. Yeah, lovely.
What kind of guitar do you play?
So normally my main guitar is a 1966 Telecaster. That's
Your Fender broke last night.
Well, it's for this tour, obviously, I've been playing a Rory Gallagher tribute Stratocaster, which is a Fender custom shop.
You played a Gibson too last night.
Yeah, well, yeah. When things kind of go wrong, you've got a spare, haven't you? And I've got an old Gibson Melody Maker. It's a 63, and it sounds wonderful. And I like the older guitars best. And,
When I saw that tune, I thought of Gene Clark up in heaven. Oh. The Strength of Strings.
Yeah, man. Sometimes they go on you. Sometimes.
With us in the Grooveyard, a band of friends out on the road for the music and celebration of the life of Rory Gallagher. And you guys were like Cream and Metallica last night.
You're very kind. Thank you.
You were, man. I mean, you were cooking.
Oh, man. The trio is such a fantastic format. It really is. And powerful.
How do we obtain this music? Like I said, Record Store Day, but online, is there a website we can go to?
Absolutely. Band of Friends, I believe, have a website. You can, Google these days, right? You type anything in. And davyknowles.com is mine.
What did you think of Woodstock? I'm sure you've seen the movie.
Yeah, well, it's legendary, and I'm from a generation that, views that as some kind of very mystical, incredible, kind of very exotic thing that happened, an important thing that happened, and I was born in the late 80s, so to me it was kind of unobtainium, and for now, but I imagine that the reality was really something special too.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next time you get through the nation's capital. And do me a favor, keep rocking.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. Hi, this is Davy Knowles. For me, Rory, was this hugely energetic, kind of relentless energy, but he had this beautiful ballad called Million Miles Away, which I think really showcases Rory's sensitive side too. Enjoy.